Welcome to Wisdom Audiobooks. Have you ever wondered, if you improve just 1% every day, could it completely transform your life in a year? The answer is yes. Small, consistent improvements may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they compound into massive results. This is the principle of exponential growth. Tiny changes lead to extraordinary outcomes. And today, we're going to explore how you can harness this power to create lasting change. Introduction. The audiobook How to Improve Yourself 1% Every Day is written and published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Let's face it, life can feel overwhelming. Many of us struggle with finding direction, staying motivated, or simply managing our time effectively. Some of you might feel stuck in a rut, unsure of how to break free. Others may be juggling multiple responsibilities, at work, at home, or within relationships, and find it hard to carve out time for personal growth. You're not alone. I've been there too. At some point, we all question whether we're doing enough, growing enough, or living up to our potential. But here's the good news: you don't need to make drastic changes overnight. What you need is a simple, sustainable approach, and that's exactly what this audiobook will provide. I understand how frustrating it can be to feel like you're spinning your wheels without getting anywhere. I know what it's like to wake up one day and realize you've been stuck in the same patterns for far too long. But let me tell you something, every great journey begins with a single step. And today, we're taking that step together. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about embracing the idea that even the smallest effort, when done consistently, can lead to incredible transformations. In this audiobook, you'll discover practical strategies to improve yourself by just 1% every day. We'll dive deep into actionable steps across various areas of your life: health, career, relationships, and personal fulfillment. Along the way, I'll share inspiring stories, timeless wisdom from experts, and proven techniques to help you stay on track. By the end of this journey, you'll have a clear roadmap to elevate your life, one small improvement at a time. So listen carefully, take notes if you must, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Because knowledge only becomes powerful when it's put into action. Your wisdom journey starts here. Chapter 1: The Power of 1%: Why Small Changes Matter. In this chapter, we're going to explore the science and philosophy behind small, incremental improvements. You'll learn why focusing on just 1% growth every day can lead to extraordinary results over time. This principle isn't just a motivational slogan, it's a proven formula for success. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how to harness this power in your own life and why it's the key to sustainable personal development. Now let's dive in. 1. Understanding the principle of 1% every day. Let's start with the basics. What exactly does 1% every day mean? Simply put, it's about improving yourself, your habits, skills, mindset, or even your environment, by just 1% daily. At first glance, this might sound insignificant. After all, 1% doesn't seem like much. But here's where the magic happens. When you compound these small improvements over time, they grow exponentially. To illustrate this, let me share a simple mathematical concept that will blow your mind. Imagine you improved by 1% each day for an entire year. By the end of 365 days, your progress would look something like this. 1.01 caret 365 equals 37.78. That means if you consistently improve by just 1% every day, you'll be nearly 38 times better than when you started. Now, think about that for a moment. If you apply this principle to any area of your life, whether it's fitness, finances, relationships, or career, the possibilities are limitless. On the flip side, consider what happens if you regress by 1% every day. Over time, that decline compounds too, leaving you far worse off than before. As Jim Rohn, one of the greatest motivational speakers of our time, once said, "Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals." This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of the 1% rule. Success isn't about overnight transformations. It's about showing up every single day and making tiny, intentional improvements. 2. Why small changes are more effective than big leaps. Now you might be wondering, why focus on small changes instead of aiming for massive leaps? The answer lies in human psychology and behavior. Our brains are wired to resist drastic changes because they disrupt our comfort zones. When we try to overhaul our lives all at once, we often feel overwhelmed, leading to burnout or abandonment of our goals. Take New Year's resolutions as an example. How many people vow to hit the gym 5 times a week, eat perfectly healthy meals, and read a book every night, all starting January 1st? While their intentions are noble, most fail within weeks because their goals are unrealistic and unsustainable. Instead, imagine committing to just 1 push-up a day. Yes, just 1? Sounds laughably easy, right? But here's the catch. Once you've done that 1 push-up, you might as well do 2 or 3 more. Suddenly, you've built momentum without feeling pressured. Over time, those daily efforts add up, creating lasting change. James Clear, author of the best-selling book Atomic Habits, explains this beautifully. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. What he means is that success isn't determined by lofty ambitions alone. It's shaped by the small, consistent actions you take every day. By focusing on 1% improvements, you create a system that supports long-term growth without overwhelming yourself. 3. Real-life example, the story of Roger Bannister. Let me share a powerful story that demonstrates the impact of incremental progress. It's the story of Roger Bannister, a British runner who achieved what was once considered impossible, running a mile in under 4 minutes. Before Bannister broke the record in 1954, experts believed the feat was beyond human capability. Athletes had tried for decades but failed repeatedly. Then, Bannister approached the challenge differently. Instead of obsessing over the final goal, he focused on improving his performance bit by bit. He trained smarter, adjusted his technique, and gradually increased his speed. On May 6, 1954, he clocked a time of 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds, shattering the myth that breaking the 4-minute barrier was unattainable. But here's the truly remarkable part. Within months after Bannister's achievement, several other runners also broke the 4-minute mark. Why? Because Bannister's success shifted their mindset. They realized that what seemed impossible was actually achievable through persistence and small, deliberate improvements. This story teaches us an important lesson. When you commit to improving by just 1% every day, you not only transform yourself, you inspire others around you to do the same. 4. The science behind incremental growth. So, why does the 1% principle work so effectively? Let's delve into the science behind it. First, there's the concept of neuroplasticity, which refers to the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated behaviors. Every time you practice a new habit or skill, even imperfectly, you strengthen neural pathways associated with that activity. Over time, these pathways become stronger and more automatic, making the behavior easier to sustain. Second, incremental growth aligns with the law of diminishing returns. In the beginning stages of learning or self-improvement, small efforts yield significant results. For instance, if you currently run a mile in 10 minutes and shave off just 10 seconds per day, you'll notice rapid improvement initially. As you get closer to peak performance, the gains slow down, but they're still meaningful. Finally, incremental growth fosters resilience. When you focus on small wins, you build confidence and momentum. Each victory reinforces your belief that you're capable of achieving bigger goals. This positive feedback loop keeps you motivated, even during challenging times. As Tony Robbins, renowned life coach and motivational speaker, puts it, "It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently." This statement underscores the importance of daily effort. Whether it's reading for 10 minutes, meditating for 5 minutes, or practicing gratitude, consistency is the foundation of lasting change. 5. How to apply the 1% rule in your life. Now that you understand the theory, let's talk about practical application. Here are some actionable steps to help you implement the 1% rule in your daily routine. Start small. Identify one area of your life where you want to improve. It could be physical health, emotional well-being, financial stability, or professional skills. Choose something manageable and specific. For example, instead of saying, "I want to get fit," aim for, "I'll walk 1,000 extra steps today." Break it down, divide your goal into micro-actions. If you want to read more books, start with just 1 page a day. Once that becomes a habit, increase it to 2 pages, then 3, and so on. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to monitor your daily improvements. Seeing tangible evidence of your growth will keep you motivated. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself for milestones, no matter how minor they may seem. Did you meditate for 5 minutes straight? Treat yourself to a cup of coffee or a few minutes of relaxation. Be patient. Remember, growth takes time. Don't expect immediate results. Trust the process and stay committed to your 1% improvements. 6. The ripple effect of 1% improvements. One of the most beautiful aspects of the 1% principle is its ripple effect. When you commit to improving yourself by just 1% every day, it doesn't just impact one area of your life, it influences everything else around you. Think of it like dropping a pebble into a still pond. The ripples spread outward, touching areas you might not have anticipated. For example, if you decide to improve your physical health by drinking an extra glass of water each day, that small habit can lead to increased energy levels. With more energy, you may find it easier to focus at work or spend quality time with loved ones. Over time, this cascades into better relationships, improved productivity, and even enhanced mental clarity. This interconnectedness is why the 1% rule is so powerful. As Mahatma Gandhi wisely said, "The future depends on what you do today." Every action you take, no matter how small, has the potential to shape your tomorrow. By focusing on incremental improvements, you create a domino effect that amplifies your efforts over time. 7. Overcoming doubts and building confidence. Now let's address a common obstacle many people face when trying to implement the 1% principle: self-doubt. You might be thinking, what difference will 1% really make? It feels too easy to matter. Or perhaps you're worried about failing along the way. Here's the truth: progress isn't always linear. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you might struggle to complete even the simplest tasks. And that's okay. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how slow the pace may seem. To build confidence in your ability to grow, remind yourself of past successes, no matter how small. Maybe you stuck to a budget for a month, learned a new skill, or simply showed up for someone who needed support. These moments prove that you're capable of change. As author and motivational speaker Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." This quote serves as a powerful reminder that greatness begins with taking the first step. Don't wait until you feel ready, because perfection is an illusion. Start where you are, use what you have, and trust that consistent effort will lead to transformation. 8. A practical blueprint for daily growth. To help you put the 1% principle into practice, I want to share a simple blueprint you can follow. This framework ensures that your daily improvements are intentional, measurable, and sustainable. 1. Set a micro goal. Choose one specific action you can take today to improve by 1%. For instance, if you're working on mindfulness, set a timer for 2 minutes and focus solely on your breathing. 2. Anchor it to an existing habit. Pair your new habit with something you already do consistently. For example, if you want to stretch more, link it to brushing your teeth. Every time you finish brushing, spend 60 seconds stretching. 3. Use visual cues. Place reminders around your environment to reinforce your commitment. Sticky notes, phone alarms, or calendar notifications can serve as prompts to stay on track. 4. Reflect daily. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I improve by 1% today? If yes, celebrate the win. If not, identify what got in the way and adjust accordingly. 5. Stay flexible. Life happens, and there will be days when sticking to your plan feels impossible. Instead of giving up, adapt. For example, if you miss a workout, replace it with 5 minutes of yoga or a brisk walk. By following this blueprint, you'll create a system that supports continuous growth without overwhelming you. 9. The long-term impact of consistency. Let's zoom out for a moment and consider the long-term impact of consistency. Imagine waking up 1 year from now, knowing you've improved by 1% every single day. How different would your life look? Perhaps you've built a thriving side hustle, lost weight and gained confidence, repaired strained relationships, or mastered a new language. Whatever your goals, they're within reach, if you're willing to commit to the process. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. He famously conducted over 1,000 experiments before achieving success. When asked about his failures, he responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's persistence reminds us that progress often comes through trial and error. Each attempt, even those that don't yield immediate results, brings you closer to your goal. By embracing the 1% principle, you adopt a mindset of experimentation and resilience. 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 1. Before we wrap up this chapter, I want to leave you with a challenge. Today, identify one area of your life where you'd like to grow. Then, commit to improving it by just 1%. Whether it's drinking more water, reading for 5 minutes, or expressing gratitude to someone, take that first step. Remember, the journey of personal development is a marathon, not a sprint. As Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher, once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Your 1% improvement today is that single step. Keep walking, keep growing, and trust that the destination will reveal itself in due time. Chapter 2. Identifying your 1%. Where to start. In the previous chapter, we explored the power of small, incremental improvements, and why focusing on just 1% growth every day can lead to extraordinary results. Now that you understand the philosophy behind this principle, it's time to dive deeper into the next critical step, identifying where to direct your efforts. After all, knowing how to improve is only half the battle. The real magic happens when you pinpoint exactly what to improve. In this chapter, we'll guide you through a process of self-reflection and analysis to help you identify the areas of your life that need attention. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for where to focus your 1% daily improvements. Let's get started. 1. Understanding the key areas of life that matter most. To begin, let's break down life into its core components. These are the foundational pillars upon which your overall well-being and success rest. Improving in even one of these areas can create a ripple effect that positively impacts the others. Here are the key domains to consider. 1. Health and fitness. Your physical health is the foundation of everything else. Without energy, stamina, or vitality, it becomes challenging to pursue other goals. Whether it's eating nutritious meals, exercising regularly, or prioritizing sleep, small improvements here can transform your entire life. 2. Mental and emotional well-being. Your mindset shapes how you perceive and respond to challenges. Cultivating emotional resilience, practicing mindfulness, or learning stress management techniques can significantly enhance your quality of life. 3. Career and professional growth. For many people, work occupies a significant portion of their time and energy. Focusing on skill development, networking, or productivity hacks can open doors to new opportunities and fulfillment. 4. Relationships and social connections. Humans are inherently social creatures. Nurturing meaningful relationships, with family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, can provide support, joy, and a sense of belonging. 5. Personal development and fulfillment. This includes hobbies, passions, and lifelong learning. Investing in activities that bring you joy or spark curiosity helps you grow as an individual and fosters a sense of purpose. 6. Financial stability. Money may not buy happiness, but financial security reduces stress and provides freedom to pursue your dreams. Small habits like budgeting, saving, or investing can compound over time to create lasting wealth. Take a moment to reflect on these categories. Which ones resonate with you? Are there areas where you feel stuck or unsatisfied? Identifying your starting point is crucial because it ensures your efforts align with your values and priorities. As Aristotle famously said, "Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation." Your 1% improvement should stem from both what matters most to you personally and what contributes to your greater sense of purpose. 2. Conducting a personal audit, assessing your current situation. Now that you've identified the key areas of life, it's time to conduct a personal audit. This involves taking an honest look at where you currently stand in each domain. Ask yourself: health and fitness. How would I rate my current physical condition? Do I feel energized throughout the day, or am I constantly fatigued? Mental and emotional well-being. Am I managing stress effectively? Do I practice gratitude or engage in activities that boost my mood? Career and professional growth. Am I satisfied with my current role? What skills could propel me forward in my field? Relationships and social connections. Do I invest enough time in nurturing my relationships? Who are the people who inspire and uplift me? Personal development and fulfillment. When was the last time I tried something new or pursued a passion project? Financial stability. Am I living within my means? Do I have a plan for achieving financial independence? Answering these questions honestly will give you clarity about where to focus your 1% improvements. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. You don't need to overhaul every aspect of your life overnight. Instead, choose 1 or 2 areas where incremental changes will have the biggest impact. For example, if you realize you're struggling with low energy levels, improving your diet or incorporating short walks into your routine might be a great place to start. If you notice strained relationships, dedicating 5 minutes a day to connect with loved ones could make a world of difference. 3. Setting smart goals for your 1% improvements. Once you've identified the areas you want to improve, the next step is to set specific, actionable goals. To ensure your goals are realistic and achievable, use the SMART framework. S. Specific, clearly define what you want to achieve. M. Measurable, establish criteria to track your progress. Achievable, set goals that challenge you but remain attainable. R. Relevant, ensure your goals align with your values and priorities. Time bound, assign deadlines to create accountability. Let's apply this framework to a hypothetical scenario. Suppose you've decided to improve your physical fitness by walking more. Here's how you might structure your SMART goal. Specific. I will walk 5,000 extra steps per day. Measurable. Use a fitness tracker to monitor your daily step count. Achievable. Start with shorter walks and gradually increase distance. Relevant. Walking supports overall health and complements other fitness goals. Time-bound. Commit to this habit for the next 30 days. By breaking down your goals into manageable chunks, you eliminate overwhelm and create a clear path forward. 4. Prioritizing what truly matters, the Pareto principle. When deciding where to focus your 1% improvements, it's helpful to apply the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. This principle states that 80% of your results often come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, a few high-impact actions typically drive the majority of your progress. For instance, if you're trying to improve your career, mastering a single skill, such as public speaking or data analysis, might yield far greater returns than spreading yourself thin across multiple unrelated tasks. Similarly, in relationships, spending quality time with a handful of close friends or family members can deepen bonds more effectively than superficial interactions with dozens of acquaintances. To identify your 20%, ask yourself: what activities consistently bring me joy or fulfillment? Which habits have the potential to create the greatest positive impact? Where do I see room for exponential growth? Focusing on these high-leverage areas ensures that your 1% improvements deliver maximum value. 5. The role of self-awareness in identifying your 1%. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. Without it, you risk wasting time and energy on areas that don't truly align with your values or needs. To deepen your self-awareness, consider these strategies. Journaling. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day reflecting on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Ask yourself: what went well today? What could I have done better? Over time, patterns will emerge that reveal where you need to focus. Feedback from others. Sometimes, we're too close to our own lives to see clearly. Seek input from trusted friends, family members, or mentors. They may offer insights you hadn't considered. Mindfulness practices, meditation, or deep breathing exercises can help you tune into your inner world. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you'll gain clarity about what truly matters to you. As Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, famously declared, "The unexamined life is not worth living." This quote reminds us that self-reflection isn't optional, it's essential for meaningful progress. Take the time to understand yourself deeply, and you'll be better equipped to identify your 1%. 6. Avoiding overwhelm. Why less is more. One common pitfall when starting a personal development journey is trying to tackle too many things at once. While enthusiasm is admirable, spreading yourself thin often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, embrace the mantra, less is more. Here's why focusing on fewer areas is so effective. Focus amplifies results. When you concentrate your efforts on one or two priorities, you're more likely to see tangible progress. For example, committing to reading 10 pages a day in a single book will yield deeper understanding than skimming multiple books simultaneously. Builds momentum. Success breeds confidence. As you achieve small wins in one area, you'll feel motivated to expand your efforts elsewhere. Related habits later. Let's revisit the story of James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. He emphasizes the importance of stacking habits, building new behaviors on top of existing ones. For instance, if you already drink coffee every morning, use that ritual as a trigger to write in a gratitude journal for 2 minutes. This approach minimizes resistance and integrates seamlessly into your daily routine. 7. A real-life example, the journey of J.K. Rowling. To illustrate the power of identifying your 1% and staying committed to it, let me share the inspiring story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the most successful authors in history, Rowling faced numerous challenges. She was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet while pursuing her dream of writing. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to start, Rowling committed to writing whenever she had spare time, even if it was just 15 minutes a day. She focused on incremental progress, chipping away at her manuscript bit by bit. Eventually, her persistence paid off. The Harry Potter series went on to sell over 500 million copies worldwide, transforming her life and inspiring millions. Rowling's story teaches us an invaluable lesson: great achievements are born from small, consistent actions. By identifying her passion, writing, and dedicating herself to improving just 1% each day, she created something extraordinary. 8. Tools and techniques to stay on track. Now that you've identified your 1% improvements, let's discuss practical tools and techniques to ensure you stay consistent. Here are some proven methods. 1. Habit trackers. Use a simple spreadsheet, app, or physical calendar to log your daily progress. Seeing streaks of completed tasks can motivate you to keep going. 2. Linked alarms or notifications to remind you of your commitments. For example, set a reminder to drink water every hour or meditate for 5 minutes before bed. 2. Accountability partners. Share your goals with a friend or join a community of like-minded individuals. Having someone to report to increases your likelihood of sticking to your plan. 3. Visualization exercises. Picture yourself achieving your goals. Imagine how it will feel to look back on months or years of consistent effort. This mental imagery strengthens your resolve. By incorporating these tools into your routine, you'll create a supportive environment that fosters growth. 9. Embracing imperfection, the key to long-term success. Finally, it's important to acknowledge that perfection isn't the goal. In fact, striving for perfection can sabotage your progress. Instead, adopt a mindset of experimentation and curiosity. If you miss a day or fall short of your target, don't beat yourself up. Simply acknowledge it, learn from the experience, and move forward. As Brené Brown, renowned researcher and author, wisely said, "Imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're all in this together." Your willingness to embrace imperfection will sustain you through setbacks and challenges. Remember, the journey of improvement is ongoing. It's not about reaching a final destination but enjoying the process along the way. 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 2. Identifying your 1% is a pivotal step in your journey toward personal growth. By understanding the key areas of life, conducting a personal audit, setting SMART goals, and leveraging tools like habit trackers, you lay the groundwork for lasting change. Before moving on to the next chapter, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Ask yourself, which area of my life am I most excited to improve? What specific action can I take today to move 1% closer to my goal? Remember, the smallest step in the right direction is still progress. As you continue listening to this audiobook, keep these insights in mind and trust that every effort counts. Chapter 3. Building Habits That Stick. In the previous chapters, we explored the power of small, incremental improvements and how to identify the areas of your life where you want to grow. Now, it's time to focus on one of the most critical aspects of personal development, building habits that last. Habits are the foundation of every successful person's life. They allow you to automate behaviors so you don't have to rely solely on willpower or motivation. But here's the catch. Forming new habits isn't always easy. Many people start with enthusiasm but quickly lose steam when faced with obstacles or setbacks. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into the science of habit formation, uncover practical strategies to make your habits stick, and address common challenges along the way. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of how to create lasting change, one small habit at a time. Let's begin. 1. The science behind habit formation. To build habits effectively, it's essential to understand how they work. According to research in behavioral psychology, all habits follow a 3-step loop known as the habit loop. 1. Cue trigger. This is the signal that tells your brain to initiate a behavior. It could be a specific time of day, an emotional state, or even a location. 2. Routine action. This is the actual behavior or action you take in response to the cue. For example, brushing your teeth after waking up or checking your phone when bored. 3. Reward. This is the positive reinforcement that satisfies your brain and encourages you to repeat the behavior in the future. The key to forming new habits lies in manipulating these 3 components. By designing cues that trigger desired actions and ensuring the reward is satisfying enough, you can rewire your brain to adopt healthier behaviors naturally. Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, explains, "Champions don't do extraordinary things. They do ordinary things, but they do them without thinking, too." This quote highlights the beauty of habits. They transform difficult tasks into automatic routines, freeing up mental energy for other pursuits. 2. Starting small. Why tiny habits are powerful. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to form new habits is aiming too high. They set ambitious goals like exercising for an hour every day or reading an entire book each week, only to feel overwhelmed and give up. Instead, start with what Stanford professor B.J. Fogg calls tiny habits. These are micro-actions so simple that they require almost no effort to complete. For instance, instead of committing to a 30-minute workout, start with just 2 minutes of stretching. Rather than meditating for 20 minutes, begin with 5 deep breaths. If you want to write a novel, aim to jot down just 1 sentence per day. The beauty of tiny habits is that they bypass resistance. Because they're so easy to accomplish, you're more likely to follow through. Over time, these small actions create momentum, making it easier to scale up your efforts. As Aristotle wisely said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. By focusing on consistent repetition, even in small doses, you lay the groundwork for excellence. 3. Linking new habits to existing ones. Another powerful strategy for habit formation is habit stacking, a concept popularized by James Clear. Habit stacking involves attaching a new behavior to an existing habit, creating a seamless transition between the two. For example, after brushing your teeth in the morning, existing habit, spend 2 minutes journaling about your goals for the day, new habit. After eating dinner, existing habit, take a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood, new habit. This technique works because it leverages the strength of established routines to anchor new behaviors. Your brain already associates certain triggers with specific actions, so linking a new habit to an old one reduces friction and increases adherence. To implement habit stacking effectively, use this simple formula. After existing habit, I will new habit. For instance, after finishing my morning coffee, I will read 5 pages of a book. By embedding new habits into your daily flow, you make them easier to sustain over the long term. 4. Designing effective rewards. Rewards play a crucial role in reinforcing habits. Without a satisfying payoff, your brain has little incentive to repeat the behavior. However, not all rewards are created equal. To maximize their impact, consider the following tips. Make it immediate. Our brains prioritize instant gratification over delayed rewards. For example, if you complete a workout, treat yourself to a relaxing bath or listen to your favorite podcast immediately afterward. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge small wins along the way. Did you stick to your new habit for 7 consecutive days? Reward yourself with something meaningful, a movie night, a special dessert, or simply a moment of self-praise. Align with your values. Choose rewards that resonate with your personal goals and priorities. For instance, if you're working on improving your health, avoid rewarding a workout with junk food. Instead, opt for a non-food reward like buying a new fitness accessory. As Zig Ziglar once said, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Every small victory deserves recognition. Celebrating your progress keeps you motivated and reinforces the habit loop. 5. Overcoming common challenges in habit formation. While building habits sounds straightforward in theory, real life often throws curveballs that can derail your progress. Let's address some of the most common challenges and how to overcome them. 1. Lack of motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes depending on your mood, energy levels, or circumstances. Relying solely on motivation to sustain a habit is like trying to drive a car without fuel reserves. Instead, focus on discipline and environmental design. For example, if you want to exercise regularly, lay out your workout clothes the night before so there's no excuse to skip it. 2. Forgetting to act. Life gets busy, and it's easy to forget about your new habit amidst competing priorities. Combat this by setting reminders or using visual cues. Place a sticky note on your bathroom mirror to remind you to floss daily, or set a phone alarm to nudge you toward your evening meditation practice. 3. Dealing with failure. Missing a day, or even several days, doesn't mean you've failed. The key is to avoid the all or nothing mindset. If you miss a workout, don't throw in the towel for the rest of the week. Instead, pick up where you left off. As James Clear emphasizes, never miss twice. One missed day won't ruin your progress, but allowing yourself to fall into a pattern of neglect will. 4. Overwhelmed from multitasking. Trying to build too many habits at once can lead to frustration and burnout. Stick to 1 or 2 habits at a time until they become second nature. Once they're ingrained, you can layer in additional behaviors. By anticipating these challenges and preparing solutions in advance, you'll significantly increase your chances of success. 6. The role of identity-based habits. One of the most transformative concepts in habit formation is shifting from outcome-based thinking to identity-based thinking. Outcome-based habits focus on achieving specific results, such as losing 10 pounds or reading 50 books a year. While these goals are admirable, they often lack staying power because they depend on external validation. Identity-based habits, on the other hand, center around who you want to become. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," tell yourself, "I am a runner." Rather than aiming to save $10,000, declare, "I am someone who values financial independence." When you align your habits with your desired identity, you create intrinsic motivation. Every action you take reinforces your self-image, making it easier to stay consistent. As James Clear explains, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Each time you show up for your habit, you cast another vote in favor of your new identity. Over time, these votes add up, transforming not just your actions but your sense of self. 7. A real-life example, the story of Jerry Seinfeld. To illustrate the power of habit stacking and consistency, let me share the story of comedian Jerry Seinfeld. Early in his career, Seinfeld struggled with writer's block, a common challenge among creatives. To combat this, he developed a simple yet powerful strategy. He placed a large calendar on his wall and committed to writing jokes every single day. After completing his writing session, he would mark an X on the calendar. Over time, these consecutive X's formed a chain, a visual representation of his progress. His only rule? Don't break the chain. This approach became known as the "don't break the chain" method, and it exemplifies the importance of consistency in habit formation. By focusing on the process rather than the outcome, Seinfeld built a sustainable writing habit that fueled his legendary career. The takeaway? Small, consistent actions compound over time. Even something as seemingly insignificant as marking an X on a calendar can lead to extraordinary results. 8. Creating a supportive environment. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping your habits. In fact, research shows that environmental cues influence behavior more than willpower alone. To maximize your chances of success, design your surroundings to support your goals. Here's how. 1. Remove temptations. If you're trying to eat healthier, clear your pantry of junk food. If you want to reduce screen time, keep your phone in another room during work hours. 2. Add positive cues. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals. For example, place a stack of books near your favorite chair to encourage reading, or hang motivational quotes where you'll see them daily. 3. Join like-minded communities. Surrounding yourself with people who share your aspirations creates accountability and inspiration. Whether it's a fitness class, a book club, or an online forum, finding your tribe can make all the difference. As motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Choose your influences wisely, and they'll help propel you towards success. 9. Tracking progress and staying accountable. Finally, tracking your progress is a game changer when it comes to habit formation. Studies show that people who monitor their habits are far more likely to stick with them long term. Here are some effective ways to track your journey. 1. Habit trackers. Use apps like Habitica, Streaks, or even a simple spreadsheet to log your daily efforts. Seeing streaks of completed tasks provides a dopamine boost that keeps you motivated. 2. Journaling. Reflect on your progress each evening. Write down what went well, what didn't, and any lessons learned. This practice fosters self-awareness and helps you adjust course as needed. 3. Accountability partners. Share your goals with a friend or mentor who can hold you accountable. Regular check-ins provide external pressure to stay on track. Tracking isn't just about numbers, it's about celebrating growth and identifying areas for improvement. Remember, every step forward counts, no matter how small. 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 3. Building habits that stick requires patience, persistence, and a strategic approach. By understanding the science behind habit formation, starting small, linking new habits to existing ones, and designing a supportive environment, you create a system that works for you, not against you. Before moving on to the next chapter, take a moment to reflect. What tiny habit can I start today that aligns with my goals? How can I design my environment to support this habit? Who can I share my journey with to stay accountable? Remember, the secret to lasting change lies in consistency. As Tony Robbins reminds us, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, it's what we do consistently. Keep showing up, one small step at a time, and watch as your efforts compound into extraordinary results. Chapter 4. Overcoming obstacles, dealing with challenges. So far, we've explored the power of small improvements, identified where to focus your efforts, and learned how to build habits that stick. But here's the reality: no journey of growth is without its hurdles. Life will throw challenges your way, some predictable, others unexpected, and how you respond to these obstacles determines whether you succeed or stagnate. In this chapter, we'll delve into the most common barriers people face when trying to improve themselves. You'll discover practical strategies to overcome procrastination, regain motivation, and manage your time effectively. By the end, you'll be equipped with tools to navigate setbacks and stay on course toward your goals. Let's dive in. 1. Understanding the nature of obstacles. Before we tackle specific challenges, it's important to recognize that obstacles are a natural part of any growth process. They're not signs of failure, they're opportunities for learning and resilience building. As Helen Keller once said, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." Obstacles test your commitment and push you to grow stronger. Instead of fearing them, embrace them as stepping stones on your path to success. The key is to identify the root cause of each obstacle so you can address it effectively. Let's break down 3 of the biggest challenges people encounter: procrastination, lack of motivation, and poor time management. 2. Tackling procrastination: why we delay and how to stop. Procrastination is one of the most pervasive obstacles to personal growth. It happens when we delay tasks despite knowing they're important. But why do we procrastinate? The answer lies in 2 primary factors: fear and discomfort. Fear of failure. Many people avoid taking action because they're afraid of making mistakes or falling short of expectations. Non-effective habits. Procrastination masquerades as productivity. For example, instead of starting a difficult project, you might spend hours organizing your workspace or researching endlessly without actually beginning the task. Here are some proven strategies to combat procrastination. 1. Break tasks into smaller steps. Large projects can feel overwhelming, which leads to avoidance. Break them down into manageable chunks. For instance, if you're writing an essay, start by outlining the introduction rather than focusing on the entire document. 2. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This rule helps you overcome inertia and builds momentum for larger tasks. 3. Set deadlines. Even if a task doesn't have a formal deadline, create one for yourself. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Tight deadlines force you to focus and act efficiently. As Mel Robbins, author of the 5-second rule, advises, if you have an instinct to act on a goal, you must physically move within 5 seconds or your brain will kill it. Don't give your mind time to second-guess itself. Act quickly before doubt creeps in. 3. Reigniting motivation. Finding your inner fire. Motivation is like fuel. It powers your actions and keeps you moving forward. However, it's also fleeting. There will be days when you wake up feeling uninspired or discouraged. On those days, it's crucial to reconnect with your why. Ask yourself, why did I start this journey in the first place? What impact will achieving my goal have on my life and the lives of others? Revisiting your purpose reignites passion and reminds you of the bigger picture. Here are additional ways to boost motivation. 1. Visualize success. Spend a few minutes imagining what your life will look like once you achieve your goal. Picture the emotions, experiences, and rewards that come with it. Visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual experience, making success feel more attainable. 2. Celebrate small wins. Progress fuels motivation. Acknowledge every milestone, no matter how minor. Did you complete a challenging workout? Reward yourself with a relaxing bath or a favorite snack. 3. Surround yourself with inspiration. Listen to motivational podcasts, read uplifting books, or watch videos of successful individuals sharing their stories. Surrounding yourself with positive influences keeps your mindset elevated. As Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich, famously wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Your thoughts shape your reality. Cultivate a mindset of possibility, and you'll find renewed energy to pursue your goals. 4. Mastering time management, making every moment count. Time is a finite resource, and how you use it determines the quality of your life. Poor time management often stems from distractions, unclear priorities, or unrealistic expectations. To take control of your schedule, implement these strategies. 1. Prioritize using the Eisenhower matrix. Divide tasks into 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. Urgent and important, do these immediately. Important but not urgent, schedule these for later. Urgent but not important, delegate if possible. Neither urgent nor important, eliminate these altogether. This framework ensures you focus on high-impact activities while minimizing wasted effort. 2. Apply the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused intervals, typically 25 minutes, followed by a short break, 5 minutes. After 4 cycles, take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes. This method boosts productivity while preventing burnout. 3. Limit distractions. Identify what typically pulls your attention away: social media, unnecessary notifications, or cluttered environments, and eliminate those triggers. Use apps like Freedom or Focus at Will to block distracting websites during work sessions. Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, emphasizes the importance of prioritization. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. When you align your time with your values and goals, you maximize efficiency and fulfillment. 5. Dealing with self-doubt, building confidence along the way. Self-doubt is another significant obstacle that can derail your progress. It whispers insidious thoughts like, "You're not good enough," or "What if you fail?" These doubts are normal, but allowing them to dictate your actions can sabotage your efforts. To overcome self-doubt, practice these techniques. 1. Challenge negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, ask, "Is this thought true? What evidence supports or contradicts it?" Often, self-doubt stems from irrational fears rather than reality. 2. Focus on progress, not perfection. Remember, growth is a process. You don't need to be perfect to move forward. Celebrate incremental progress and view mistakes as opportunities to learn. 3. Seek support. Share your struggles with trusted friends, mentors, or coaches. Sometimes, simply talking about your doubts can diminish their power. As Brené Brown, renowned researcher on vulnerability, says, "Vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome." Embrace vulnerability as a strength, and let it propel you toward greater confidence. 6. Handling setbacks gracefully. Setbacks are inevitable, they're part of the journey. Whether it's missing a workout, failing an exam, or experiencing a personal loss, setbacks can feel discouraging. However, they also offer valuable lessons if approached with the right mindset. Here's how to handle setbacks gracefully. 1. Acknowledge your emotions. Allow yourself to feel disappointment, frustration, or sadness. Suppressing emotions only prolongs the healing process. 2. Reframe the experience. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as feedback. Ask yourself, "What can I learn from this experience? How can I improve moving forward?" 3. Get back on track quickly. Don't dwell on the setback for too long. Take corrective action as soon as possible. For example, if you skipped a day of exercise, resume your routine the next day without guilt. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Failure isn't fatal, it's fertilizer for future success. 7. Managing stress and avoiding burnout. Stress and burnout are silent killers of productivity and happiness. When you push yourself too hard for too long, you risk physical and mental exhaustion. To prevent burnout, prioritize balance and self-care. Here's how. 1. Practice mindfulness. Spend a few minutes each day practicing deep breathing, meditation, or yoga. These activities calm your nervous system and reduce stress levels. 2. Schedule rest days. Just as athletes need recovery days, so do you. Dedicate at least 1 day per week to rest and relaxation. Use this time to recharge your body and mind. 3. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to non-essential tasks that drain your energy. Protect your time and focus on what truly matters. As Arianna Huffington, founder of the Huffington Post, advises, we think, mistakenly, that success is the result of the amount of time we put in at work, instead of the quality of time we put in. Prioritize quality over quantity, and you'll achieve more while maintaining your well-being. 8. A real-life example, the resilience of Thomas Edison. Let me share a powerful story of resilience that illustrates how overcoming obstacles leads to extraordinary achievements. This is the story of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. Before Edison succeeded, he conducted over 1,000 experiments that ended in failure. Yet he refused to give up. When asked about his repeated attempts, he responded, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's perseverance teaches us an invaluable lesson. Success often requires enduring countless setbacks. Each failure brings you closer to breakthroughs if you remain committed to the process. 9. Cultivating a growth mindset. At the heart of overcoming obstacles lies a growth mindset, a belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist in the face of adversity, and view criticism as constructive feedback. To cultivate a growth mindset. 1. Embrace challenges. View difficulties as opportunities to stretch your capabilities. Instead of shying away from hard tasks, lean into them. 2. Learn continuously. Read books, attend workshops, and seek mentorship to expand your knowledge and skills. Lifelong learning keeps you adaptable and resilient. 3. Celebrate effort over outcome. Focus on the process rather than the result. Reward yourself for trying, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Carol Dweck, psychologist and author of Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, explains, "Becoming is better than being. Growth happens in the journey, not the destination. Embrace the process, and you'll find joy in every step." 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 4. Overcoming obstacles is not about eliminating challenges altogether, it's about developing the tools and mindset to navigate them effectively. By addressing procrastination, reigniting motivation, mastering time management, and cultivating resilience, you equip yourself to handle whatever life throws your way. Before moving on to the next chapter, take a moment to reflect. What's one obstacle I'm currently facing, and how can I reframe it as an opportunity? How can I build systems and routines that minimize distractions and maximize productivity? Who can I turn to for support when I encounter setbacks? Remember, every challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to your goals. As Vince Lombardi, legendary football coach, once said, "The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack in will." Stay determined, stay adaptable, and trust the process. You've got this. Chapter 5. Tracking Progress, Celebrating Small Wins. In the previous chapters, we've covered how to identify your goals, build sustainable habits, and overcome obstacles. Now, it's time to focus on a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of personal growth, tracking your progress and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small. Why is this important? Because progress fuels motivation, and recognition reinforces positive behavior. Without a system for monitoring your journey, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. By learning how to track your wins effectively and honor your efforts, you'll maintain momentum and stay inspired to keep pushing forward. Let's explore how to make this process both meaningful and impactful. 1. The importance of tracking progress. Tracking progress isn't just about numbers or checkboxes. It's about creating clarity and accountability. When you document your journey, you gain valuable insights into what's working and what needs adjustment. More importantly, you create a record of your growth that serves as a source of encouragement during tough times. Think of it like climbing a mountain. If you only focus on the summit, the climb might feel endless and exhausting. But if you pause periodically to look back at how high you've already climbed, you'll feel a renewed sense of accomplishment and purpose. As Peter Drucker, one of the most influential management thinkers, famously said, "What gets measured gets managed." By measuring your progress, you take control of your journey and ensure every step counts. 2. Choosing the right tools for tracking progress. The first step in tracking progress is selecting tools that align with your preferences and goals. Here are some effective options. 1. Habit trackers. Apps like Habitica, Streaks, or even a simple spreadsheet can help you log daily habits and visualize streaks. Seeing consecutive days of success provides a dopamine boost that keeps you motivated. 2. Journals. Writing by hand has been shown to enhance memory retention and emotional connection. Use a journal to reflect on your day, note accomplishments, and identify areas for improvement. 3. Visual boards. Create a vision board or use sticky notes to display your goals and milestones. Place it somewhere visible, like your desk or bathroom mirror, to serve as a constant reminder of your aspirations. 4. Digital dashboards. Platforms like Notion or Trello allow you to organize tasks, set deadlines, and track progress in real time. These tools are especially useful for managing complex projects. Experiment with different methods until you find what works best for you. The goal is to choose a system that feels intuitive and enjoyable to use. 3. How to effectively measure your wins. Measuring progress requires defining clear metrics that align with your goals. Here's how to do it effectively. 1. Set milestones. Break your larger goal into smaller, measurable milestones. For example, if your goal is to read 20 books in a year, celebrate each book you finish along the way. 2. Use quantifiable data. Whenever possible, quantify your progress. For instance, track the number of steps you walk daily, the hours spent studying, or the amount of money saved. 3. Reflect qualitatively. Numbers don't tell the whole story. Take time to reflect on qualitative improvements, such as increased confidence, better relationships, or enhanced skills. A combination of quantitative and qualitative measures ensures a holistic view of your growth. For example, if you're working on improving your public speaking skills, you might track quantitative, number of speeches delivered, audience size, or feedback scores. Qualitative, personal feelings of comfort and confidence while speaking. By balancing both types of data, you capture the full scope of your achievements. 4. The power of celebrating small wins. Celebrating small wins is a game changer when it comes to sustaining motivation. It shifts your focus from what's left to accomplish to what you've already achieved. This shift creates a positive feedback loop that encourages continued effort. Here's why celebrating small wins matters. 1. Boosts dopamine levels. Completing tasks and acknowledging achievements triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This chemical boost motivates you to repeat the behavior. 2. Builds confidence. Each win reinforces your belief in your ability to succeed. Over time, this builds resilience and self-assurance. 3. Prevents burnout. Recognizing progress prevents feelings of overwhelm and fatigue. It reminds you that every step forward is meaningful. To celebrate effectively, tailor rewards to match the significance of the achievement. For minor wins, treat yourself to something small, a favorite snack, a relaxing bath, or an episode of your favorite show. For major milestones, plan something more substantial, like a weekend getaway or a special purchase. As Maya Angelou, poet and civil rights activist, once said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats, so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it." Every win, big or small, is a testament to your strength and perseverance. Honor it accordingly. 5. Creating a celebration ritual. To make celebrating small wins a consistent part of your routine, consider creating a celebration ritual, a specific way you acknowledge and reward yourself for progress. Rituals add structure and meaning to the act of celebration, making it more impactful. Here's how to design one. 1. Define your triggers. Decide what constitutes a win worth celebrating. For example, completing a workout streak, finishing a project milestone, or sticking to a new habit for a week. 2. Choose meaningful rewards. Align rewards with your values and preferences. If you value experiences over material goods, plan a fun outing or spend time with loved ones. If you enjoy tangible rewards, treat yourself to something special like a book, gadget, or meal. 3. Document the moment. Take photos, write notes, or create a memory jar where you store mementos of your achievements. Looking back on these moments will remind you of how far you've come. For instance, if you're working on a fitness goal, your ritual might involve taking a photo after each workout session and posting it on a private journal or social media, if comfortable. Over time, flipping through those images will showcase your transformation visually and emotionally. 6. A real-life example, the journey of Sarah Blakely. To illustrate the power of tracking progress and celebrating wins, let me share the inspiring story of Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. Before becoming a billionaire entrepreneur, Blakely faced countless rejections while trying to launch her shapewear business. Despite setbacks, she maintained a ritual of writing down her goals and reflecting on her progress every night. She also celebrated small victories along the way, such as securing her first retail partnership or receiving positive customer feedback. These celebrations kept her motivated during challenging times and reinforced her belief in her vision. Blakely attributes much of her success to this practice, saying, "It's important to take stock of your wins, no matter how small they seem. They remind you that you're capable of achieving big things." Her journey reminds us that even the smallest steps forward deserve recognition, and that consistent effort compounds into extraordinary results. 7. Avoiding the trap of perfectionism. One common barrier to celebrating small wins is perfectionism, the tendency to dismiss achievements because they don't meet an impossibly high standard. This mindset can sabotage your motivation and prevent you from fully appreciating your progress. Here's how to combat perfectionism. 1. Focus on effort, not outcome. Instead of fixating on whether you achieved perfection, recognize the effort you put in. Did you show up consistently? That's worth celebrating. 2. Practice gratitude. Shift your perspective by focusing on what went well rather than dwelling on shortcomings. For example, instead of lamenting a missed deadline, appreciate the fact that you completed 80% of the task. 3. Normalize imperfection. Remind yourself that mistakes are part of the learning process. Every misstep brings you closer to mastery. As Brené Brown wisely said, "Perfectionism is not self-improvement, it's self-destruction." Let go of unrealistic expectations and embrace the beauty of incremental growth. 8. Building accountability through progress tracking. Tracking progress isn't just a solo activity, it can also strengthen accountability when shared with others. Sharing your wins, and occasional setbacks, with trusted friends, family, or mentors creates a support system that keeps you accountable and inspired. Here's how to leverage accountability effectively. 1. Find an accountability partner. Pair up with someone who shares similar goals or interests. Check in regularly to discuss progress, challenges, and next steps. 2. Join a community. Participate in online forums, local groups, or workshops related to your goals. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals fosters camaraderie and encouragement. 3. Share publicly, optional if comfortable. Share updates on social media or a blog. Public declarations increase commitment and invite external validation. Remember, accountability isn't about judgment, it's about collaboration. When you surround yourself with supportive people, you amplify your chances of success. 9. Reflecting on the bigger picture. While celebrating small wins is essential, it's equally important to periodically zoom out and reflect on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, how have my daily efforts contributed to long-term growth? What patterns or insights have emerged from tracking my progress? Am I still aligned with my original goals, or do I need to adjust course? Reflection helps you stay grounded and ensures your actions remain purpose-driven. It also allows you to recalibrate when necessary, ensuring you stay on track toward your ultimate vision. 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 5. Tracking progress and celebrating small wins transform the journey of personal growth into a joyful and fulfilling experience. By documenting your achievements, honoring your efforts, and staying accountable, you create a sustainable system that fuels motivation and resilience. Before moving on to the final chapter, take a moment to reflect. What tools or methods will I use to track my progress? How will I celebrate my next win, no matter how small. Who can I share my journey with to stay inspired and supported? Remember, every step forward deserves acknowledgement. As Ralph Waldo Emerson beautifully put it, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Keep deciding to grow, keep celebrating your wins, and trust that each small step is leading you closer to the life you desire. Chapter 6: Expanding Your Impact, Helping Others Grow. So far, we've focused on your personal journey, how to improve yourself by 1% every day, build sustainable habits, overcome obstacles, and track your progress. But true growth doesn't stop at self-improvement. One of the most rewarding aspects of becoming a better version of yourself is the ability to inspire and uplift those around you. In this chapter, we'll explore why helping others grow amplifies your own success, how to share your knowledge effectively, and the profound impact of creating a ripple effect of positive change. By the end, you'll understand how expanding your influence can deepen your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Let's dive in. 1. The ripple effect of personal growth. When you commit to improving yourself, you don't just transform your own life, you create a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. Your energy, mindset, and actions influence those closest to you, whether consciously or unconsciously. Think about it. When you wake up early, exercise regularly, or approach challenges with resilience, you inspire others to do the same. Conversely, when you complain, procrastinate, or give up easily, you unintentionally encourage similar behaviors in others. This concept is beautifully captured in a quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. By embodying the qualities and habits you admire, you naturally invite others to follow suit. Your growth becomes a beacon of hope and possibility for those who may be struggling to find their way. 2. Why helping others amplifies your own success. Helping others isn't just altruistic, it's also deeply beneficial for your own growth. Here's why. 1. Deepens understanding. Teaching or mentoring someone forces you to clarify your thoughts and refine your expertise. As Seneca once said, while we teach, we learn. Explaining concepts to others solidifies your knowledge and uncovers gaps in your understanding. 2. Strengthens relationships. Acts of kindness and support foster trust and connection. When you help others succeed, they're more likely to reciprocate and champion your efforts. 3. Boosts fulfillment. Few things are as satisfying as knowing you've made a difference in someone else's life. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation to continue growing. By expanding your impact, you not only elevate others but also reinforce your own commitment to excellence. 3. How to share your knowledge effectively. Sharing your wisdom doesn't require grand gestures or formal teaching roles. Often, the simplest acts of generosity have the greatest impact. Here are some practical ways to help others grow. 1. Lead by example. Sometimes, the best way to teach is through action. Demonstrate discipline, positivity, and perseverance in your daily life. People will notice and emulate your behavior. 2. Offer guidance. If someone expresses interest in a skill or habit you've mastered, take the time to coach them. For instance, if you've developed a consistent meditation practice, share tips on how to get started. 3. Create content. Write blog posts, record videos, or host workshops to share your insights with a wider audience. Even short social media updates can provide value to others. 4. Listen actively. Sometimes, people don't need advice. They need someone to listen. Practice empathy and offer encouragement without judgment. As Maya Angelou wisely said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Make others feel seen, valued, and empowered, and your impact will resonate long after the interaction ends. 4. A real-life example, the legacy of Robin Sharma. To illustrate the power of helping others grow, let me share the story of Robin Sharma, one of the world's leading leadership experts and author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Early in his career, Sharma faced numerous rejections while trying to publish his first book. Despite setbacks, he remained committed to sharing his message about personal mastery and leadership. Over time, his work inspired millions worldwide, transforming lives and organizations. What sets Sharma apart is his dedication to giving back. Through mastermind groups, online courses, and keynote speeches, he continues to mentor aspiring leaders, emphasizing the importance of serving others. Sharma's philosophy reflects this sentiment. The secret to living is giving. When you shift your focus from consumption to contribution, you unlock unparalleled levels of joy and meaning. His legacy serves as a powerful reminder that helping others grow magnifies your own impact exponentially. 5. Building a community of growth. One of the most effective ways to expand your influence is by fostering a community of like-minded individuals who support each other's growth. Communities amplify individual efforts and create a collective momentum toward shared goals. Here's how to build or join such a community. 1. Start small. Begin with a group of friends, colleagues, or acquaintances who share your interests. Organize regular meetups, virtual calls, or accountability check-ins. 2. Leverage technology. Use platforms like Zoom, Slack, or Facebook groups to connect with people globally. Digital tools make it easier than ever to collaborate across distances. 3. Encourage collaboration. Promote an environment where members freely exchange ideas, resources, and feedback. Celebrate each other's wins and provide constructive criticism when needed. Communities thrive when built on mutual respect, trust, and a shared vision for growth. As Margaret Mead, cultural anthropologist, famously said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Your community might start small, but its potential for impact is limitless. 6. The power of mentorship, guiding others to success. Mentorship is one of the most impactful ways to help others grow while deepening your own understanding and leadership skills. A mentor provides guidance, support, and wisdom based on their experiences, helping ments navigate challenges and seize opportunities. Here's how to become an effective mentor. 1. Be patient. Growth takes time, and everyone progresses at their own pace. Avoid imposing unrealistic expectations on your mentee. Instead, celebrate incremental progress and encourage persistence. 2. Ask questions, don't just give answers. Empower others to think critically and find solutions independently. For example, instead of saying, "Here's what you should do," ask, "What options have you considered?" 3. Share vulnerabilities. Authenticity builds trust. Share stories of your own failures and lessons learned to show that setbacks are part of the journey. As John C. Maxwell, renowned leadership expert, explains, "One of the greatest values of mentors is the ability to see ahead what others cannot see and to help them navigate a course to their destination. By investing in someone else's growth, you leave a lasting legacy that extends beyond your immediate reach." 7. Creating a ripple effect through service. Service, whether big or small, is a cornerstone of expanding your impact. Acts of kindness and generosity create a ripple effect, inspiring others to pay it forward. Here are some ways to incorporate service into your daily life. 1. Volunteer your time. Offer your skills to organizations or causes you care about. Whether it's tutoring students, cleaning up a park, or mentoring underprivileged youth, your efforts can spark meaningful change. 2. Share resources. If you've accumulated knowledge, tools, or connections, share them generously. Recommend books, introduce people to valuable contacts, or donate items you no longer need. 3. Practice random acts of kindness. Small gestures like holding the door open, sending a thoughtful message, or buying coffee for a stranger can brighten someone's day and inspire them to spread positivity. As Albert Schweitzer, philosopher and humanitarian, once said, "The purpose of human life is to serve, and to show compassion and the will to help others." When you prioritize service, you align yourself with a higher purpose and contribute to a better world. 8. Overcoming resistance to helping others. Despite its benefits, helping others can sometimes feel daunting. You might worry about overextending yourself, lacking expertise, or not being appreciated. Here's how to overcome these fears. 1. Set boundaries. While generosity is admirable, it's important to protect your energy. Define clear limits on how much time and effort you can dedicate without compromising your well-being. 2. Start where you are. You don't need to be an expert to make a difference. Share what you know, even if it feels basic. It could be exactly what someone needs to hear. 3. Focus on intentions, not outcomes. Not every act of kindness will yield visible results, and that's okay. What matters is the intention behind your actions. Remember, helping others is a two-way street. As you give, you also receive, in the form of gratitude, inspiration, and personal growth. 9. The joy of collective achievement. There's something uniquely fulfilling about witnessing someone else succeed because of your support. Whether it's seeing a friend land their dream job, watching a mentee achieve a milestone, or observing a community thrive, shared achievements amplify joy. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai, Nobel laureate and education activist. After surviving an assassination attempt, she dedicated her life to advocating for girls' education worldwide. Her foundation, the Malala Fund, has empowered countless young women to pursue learning and shape their futures. Malala's work exemplifies the power of collective achievement. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. By contributing to the success of others, you become part of something greater than yourself, a movement toward progress and possibility. 10. Final thoughts on Chapter 6. Expanding your impact by helping others grow is the ultimate expression of personal development. It transforms self-improvement from a solitary pursuit into a collaborative journey that enriches lives, including your own. Before concluding this chapter, take a moment to reflect. Who in my life could benefit from my guidance or support? How can I use my skills, knowledge, or resources to uplift others? What steps will I take today to create a positive ripple effect? Remember, your growth doesn't end with you, it begins with you. By sharing your light, you illuminate the path for others and create a legacy of kindness, wisdom, and transformation. As Zig Ziglar famously said, "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want." Keep growing, keep giving, and watch as your influence spreads far and wide. Conclusion: your journey to becoming 1% better every day. Congratulations, you've reached the end of this transformative journey through how to improve yourself 1% every day. Let's take a moment to recap the key lessons you've learned along the way. 1. The power of small changes. Incremental improvements compound over time, leading to exponential growth. Just 1% daily adds up to monumental change over months and years. 2. Identifying your focus areas. By assessing your health, relationships, career, and personal fulfillment, you pinpoint where to direct your efforts for maximum impact. 3. Building sustainable habits. Starting small, linking habits to existing routines, and designing rewards ensure lasting behavior change. 4. Overcoming obstacles. Procrastination, lack of motivation, and setbacks are natural, but with resilience and strategies like reframing challenges, you can push through them. 5. Tracking progress and celebrating wins. Documenting achievements, no matter how small, fuels motivation and reinforces positive behaviors. 6. Expanding your impact. Helping others grow amplifies your own success and creates a ripple effect of positivity and transformation. Each chapter has equipped you with practical tools, inspiring stories, and timeless wisdom to guide your journey toward continuous improvement. Now that you've absorbed these insights, it's time to put them into practice. Remember, knowledge alone won't change your life, action will. Start today by committing to just one small step forward. Whether it's drinking an extra glass of water, reading 5 pages of a book, or reaching out to someone who needs support, every effort counts. As Tony Robbins reminds us, the path to success is to take massive, determined action. Even if your actions seem minor at first, trust the process. Consistency is the secret sauce that turns tiny habits into extraordinary outcomes. Don't wait for perfection. Start imperfectly and refine as you go. Personal growth isn't a destination, it's a lifelong adventure. There will be highs and lows, moments of triumph and times of struggle. But each day presents a new opportunity to become slightly better than you were yesterday. Embrace the mindset of continuous improvement, the belief that no matter where you are now, there's always room to grow. Surround yourself with positivity, seek inspiration from those who've walked the path before you, and never underestimate the power of showing up consistently. Here's a final quote to carry with you. Do not go where the path may lead, instead, go and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Your unique journey has the potential to inspire countless others. By committing to your growth and sharing your light, you leave behind a legacy of courage, kindness, and resilience. Thank you for joining me on this wisdom journey. It's been an honor to share these insights with you and guide you toward becoming the best version of yourself. If you've found value in this audiobook, I'd love for you to spread the message further. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Wisdom Audiobooks so we can continue creating content that empowers and inspires. Together, let's build a community of learners committed to improving ourselves and the world, one small step at a time. One last reminder. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. Jim Rohn. Stay consistent, stay curious, and above all, stay committed to growing 1% better every single day. This concludes how to improve yourself 1% every day. Thank you for listening, and remember, your future depends on what you do today. Until next time, keep shining brightly.